Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Sukhbir, sir. Am I audible? Sukhbir, sir.
Hello, hi, Praful. Hi, everyone. Good evening.
How are you, sir? All well?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also doing great, sir. Sir, so few more students are there who will join maybe later.
Okay.
So we can start. Hello, sir. Sukhbir, sir. So, Sukhbir, sir is here. Today is our introduction class, right? We will discuss about the syllabus and those all things. Hope I'm audible to everyone, and Sukhbir, sir is also available to all of you guys. Let me tell you a few things about Sukhbir, sir. After that, I have another session, CCNA, CCNP. So, Sukhbir, sir is working professional. He has good years of experience in the networking industry. He has also excellent experience in the training industry. Even he had uploaded some video on YouTube, right? That is different channel with name Network Geeks, right? Some videos are there. And he is already doing great in your career. And many people has like to work like sir in the industry, but they are struggling, right? So hope this training will be beneficial for everyone. And now Sukhbir sir will start the class. Sukhbir sir.
Okay, let me start. Good evening, everyone. So, my name is Sumit Sir, and let me start with my introduction. So, please, so everyone, please mute yourself. If you have any question, in that case, you can unmute and you can ask freely. Okay. So my name is Sukhvit Sel, and I'm working from 2016 in this industry. So like it has been around 9 plus 8.
Sir, if you remember, I was your student as well.
Yes, Praful, I remember that.
So we are in touch for very long time, right? In the industry.
Yes.
Okay, sir. You can start. I have another session. I am going there. Kabia is there. Okay.
Okay.
It will help.
Thank you, Praful. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, sir. Thank you so much too.
Okay. So everyone, I have around 9 plus years experience in this industry. So I have CCI certification as well in enterprise network, and now exploring the security, data center, and other domains like automation as well. So as we know, we have multiple domains in networking. So I started with my journey with routing and switching. Now that is enterprise because they added the Cisco SD-WAN and SDXs and a bit part of automation as well, if you are aware. So, but we are going to discuss here about security topics, right? So currently, I'm working with organization where we deployed this data center and which have Cisco appliances like Cisco FMC, Cisco FTD, and Cisco IPBX solution. Okay, so our major focus is on security part. So we will start with the basics of the security, like what are the basic fundamental of the security, why we need. So if you have idea of the security fundamentals, then you can start with any device. It's not only mandatory. If you know security, you can only configure Cisco devices like Cisco Firepower, right? Cisco Management Center, and Cisco Umbrella. So there are multiple solutions in the industry. Like you can go with Palo Alto, Checkpoint, Fortinet, right? Uh, am I audible to everyone? Siva? Yes. Okay. Uh, Kenel, could you pronounce your correct name? So is it Kenel or something else?
Kenel.
Okay, okay, Kenel. So let me start with the introduction of the course, like what we are going to be cover. Maybe you already are aware about the content, but let me share my screen with you first. Okay. I think my screen is visible to everyone, right? Yes. Okay, great. So okay. So we are starting with the Cisco security. So this is CCNP security. CCNP security means we are talking about the latest security course of CCNP, that is CCNP S core, right? And a few topics from other certifications as well, but major content remain from the Cisco S core. Okay. And I think you are already aware about, like we have enterprise domain as well, which stands for Cisco routing and switching. We have security and data center, wireless, right? And we have service provider. We have collaboration. Collaboration is related to voice. If you remember about the voice, so the renewed name is collaboration, and we also have DevNet, right? So DevNet is also here, that is renewed also by Cisco. So that is known as automation now. Okay. So in security, now CCNA is common for everyone. So we have new CCNA, that is 200301, which includes the traditional CCNA and some security fundamental, wireless and automation part. So we don't have any CCNA for security now. So CCNA is for all, you can say. Like there can be separate CCNA for DevNet, but not for the other. And if we talk about in security, let me stop.
Sigmi sir, I mean, we can do directly CCNP certification security.
Yes. I'm explaining about the certification first. Okay. So let's clear the doubts about certifications. Then we will discuss about the our content that we will cover in this course, and then we will start with our first class. Okay. So in certification, normally if you are talking about, now we have CCNP. Let me open a link. CCNP S core. That is the that is security core actually. Okay, and after that we have CCI security. So we have two types of exam, guys. Okay. So always remember that is a bit different from the traditional. Like these are renewed in 2020 at the time of the COVID. So after that we have two type of exam. Before that we have two type of exam. One is written exam. Okay. So everyone aware about the written exam. So written exam you can give nearby your Cisco center, or you can say the partner center, which is Pearson. So which you can give in your city as well if centers are available for Pearson. And the second exam is the lab exam. So this is the most famous exam. That means you are giving lab exam, that is giving you tag of expert. That means you are expert of the network, right? So now first mandatory exam is your written exam. So if you are trying to prepare for the lab exam, like I did my exam in 2019 and I cleared my CCA enterprise at that time. So when you will clear CCA exams, so they are giving a unique number in worldwide, right? So that number remains unique. Okay. And with time, you have to recertified, or you can say you have to give your exams to renew it. So written exams are mandatory to renew your CCI exam after every 3 years. So this is the fundamental of Cisco. Okay, like for an example, currently we have 69XX number that is running currently. If you are going to uh, if you are going for Cisco exam, so you will get such type of number. So this is 69,000 something. So you can say only we have 69,000 plus candidates. Those are CCI certified. CCI certified means they can be from routing switching domain, data center, security, collaboration, service provider, or anything, right? So if you are planning to give this exam, so what steps you have to follow? So first of all, you have to give one written exam. What is the mandatory exam, guys? Written exam, okay? So the mandatory written exam is your CCNP score exam. So first you have to certify this exam, and on the basis of this exam, you are eligible to book lab exam. Okay, so at that time you can book the lab exam, and lab exams are only happen at Cisco environment, or you can say on Cisco sites. So there are worldwide Cisco have few locations where you can give your Cisco lab exams. Okay, so that is only in Cisco lab exam, but written exam is from Pearson. Okay, so Pearson is, you can say, partner or like sub party from Cisco. So where you can give your written exams. So written exams are also possible online nowadays. So you can book your exam and you can give. So normally a written exam have like $5,000 something. So this is the normal price, or that is depend on the exam type as well. Okay. And if you are talking about the lab exam, so lab exam is costly about 1600 USD. Okay, so this is the cost of the lab exam. So you have to clear this exam, and then you are eligible to book this exam and crack your exam. Okay, is there any doubt, guys?
No.
Okay, so after this exam, after every 3 years, you have to give your this exam just to renew this one. Are you getting my point? Like if you are giving in this year 2025, okay, so after 3 year in 2028 you have to give again written exam. Okay, if you clear this exam, this will remain your valid, otherwise not. Otherwise you have to give again lab exam if you fail in this exam. Okay, and there is one more point. If you don't want to give this exam as your renewal exam, you can select other one, like maybe you don't want to give the security exam after you cleared the security lab exam. You can go for another like Cisco Core, Cisco Enterprise Core, okay, or you can go for Cisco DC Core. But here we have to give two exams every time. Those are from security as well, and from enterprise, and from data center also. So at the time of renew, there are two exams. One is the mandatory, this one, and other one is complementary. You can give any one of them. So let me show you. Cisco security exams. Okay, so okay, you can see. Wait a minute. Here is the score exam. If you check, so we have first of all a score exam. So we have to pass the score exam, and later on we can go for like this is 400 USD, and that is in English and Japanese. Okay, so duration is 120 minutes. So you will get like multiple choice questions. So you have to select, like if they are asking you one question, so you will get multiple options. So some of they will say you have to select only one. Okay, and in some questions they will say you have to select at least two answers. So accordingly they will give you score, and always score must be 85% plus in your exams. After that you will clear that. So they have some criteria. So if you fulfill the criteria, and they will pass you, otherwise you have to repay and you have to give re-exam, right? And once your score exam is done, so later on you can go for another uh, concentration exam. So here are the concentration exams. So one is your SNAP, that is securing network with Cisco Firewall. So this is related to Cisco Firewall exam. Okay, so that have all topics belong to firewall, like what is firewall net types, right? And the framework and your policies, object types, and all those things belong to firewall only. Like VPNs as well, you will get, not in much detail. And then second is SAS, which is Cisco Security ICE, Identity Service Engine. Okay, if you know about Cisco ICE. So the second exam is Cisco ICE. You can give this one if you don't want to give this one. Okay. Third is Security ESA, that is Email Security Appliance. You can give this one. And the fourth one is your Security WSA, Web Security Appliance. This is basically for URL filtering. It's not used much in production. That is only for lab. And after that, we have security VPN, that is related to VPNs like IPsec, Cyclope. Yes.
Sir, are you recording the session?
Not right now, but when we will start with the
okay, okay, okay.
I will record it. This is just
okay.
terms. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure. Okay, okay.
Okay. And the next one is security automation. So what is the role of automation in security as well? So that here you can check. Okay. And after that, one more exam, and we have multiple exams. Okay, so you can read one by one. You will get here about Cisco, and in security section, exam and trainings. Okay. So guys, is there any doubt related to certifications? Benil?
No.
Okay. Arun? Siva, do you have any doubt, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So let's start with our content, what we are going to cover. So the duration is around 3 months. Okay, so that's depend on our timing, and we will cover 100 plus hours. So like it will take maybe more hours, depend on our state. Okay, so we are starting the basic fundamental, not directly with security, but here these are the details about security ASA, what we are going to be cover in ASA. Okay, in this particular version or higher one, like what is the security appliance. Okay, this is Cisco Firewall. So we will start with the Cisco traditional firewall first. We will look out the challenges and then how we come up with the latest one, right? and how we can deploy in the network. Okay, how we can start with the initial configuration and the bootstrap configuration of the firewall, like passwords and all. Okay, IP address and these things and normal routing. And after that, we will start with basic traffic flow, and with time we will go with the advanced traffic flow, because traffic flow contains multiple things. For an example, I'm talking about so NAT is also part of traffic flow. But if we don't know NAT till, I will not explain the NAT part in traffic flow. I will go with the basic one, just with the basic one, like on a normal router, how traffic pass through a router. So similar how AC treat a normal traffic, right? If we learn with the NAT, then I will include NAT in the traffic flow. So you will understand the topic with time, right? And after that, we have routing fundamentals, like how we can enable OSPF, right? And BGP protocol. So these protocols are very worldwide in use. So we must know how OSPF is going to implement on ASA, and how BGP is going to form the neighborship with ASA, because this is not a router where you configure directly BGP. Maybe your BGP will not come up on ASA. Why? Because this is also security appliance. You have to do some additional configuration which we don't do on a normal router in the case of BGP. Are you getting my point? Okay, if you have any doubt, guys, please ask freely. Okay, and the next is NAT. Yeah, we must know about the NAT, because you know the value of the NAT. We have type of NAT: static NAT, dynamic NAT, and PAT. So these are the three type of NAT on a normal router, you know, from the CCNA. But if we are going in detail of these NAT, they have multiple type of NAT. Like if we have three, they will become around 6 to 9 type of NAT on ASA. Then we have modular policy framework, how we can deploy the policy and objects like on ACL on the device, and more features. So we will discuss here. And the next one is transparent firewall. What is the meaning of transparent? Transparent means maybe we have such environments where we can't deploy the firewall as a layer 3 device. Layer 3 device means who perform the routing, where we can use dynamic routing and BGP. Maybe I want to deploy my firewall as a layer 2 appliance. Layer 2 means like I have here one router, and here is my firewall, right? And here is another device or another security appliance. Okay. So they have like here 12.1 IP, 12.2 IP directly, but I have to place my device between them for some security reasons. So I can't disturb my current network, like they have IP. So I have to install the firewall as a layer 2, like your layer 2 device for me, which pass the traffic and check the security parameter as per configuration. And without routing, you have to forward the data to the next one. So that is transparent, like a switch. You are acting like a switch here, okay? But you do your job, like maybe you have to do some traffic flow, okay, framework, quality of service. So all those things, yes, Cisco firewall must check, okay? In similar high availability, yeah, we have multiple ASA in HA. So we must check if one is down, one is up, network must be stable. Clustering and security context, that is like a VRF on Cisco ASA. Guys, you know the VRF, what is VRF? Anyone? Virtual routing and forwarding. Okay, I will explain about. This is like a VLAN. You can assume for now. Like VLAN is different broadcast domain. So we have VRF on a layer 3 device to divide the routing table, or divide the process on the device, right? And after that, we have NCIPS, or next generation firewall. So guys, do you know about what is the meaning of next generation firewall? Like we know Cisco have its security device, ASA, adaptive security appliance, that is known as firewall. Okay, so we have firewall, and then why we come up with NG? NG means next generation. Next generation. Next generation means which features are not available on this traditional device, we are achieving on a next generation firewall. So that is NG firewall, right? And similar, we have IPS, intrusion prevention system. That means, okay, you know, on laptops we use antivirus. Everyone knows about it. We use antivirus that is belong to Quick Heal, okay, or something else. So what antivirus do on end device? End device means laptop, uh, desktop or other systems. So those are used to clean and the protect of the device. Like if there is any malicious data, any virus on your device, so those are checked by the antivirus and cleaned by the antivirus. Okay. So similar in entire network, we have to put one device. Like if internet is coming in my network, so first of all, I have to install one device in my network, that is IPS, intrusion prevention system. So this system is going to check that traffic, okay, which is coming in my network and scan the traffic. If one traffic is scanned, if traffic is uh, uh, put to forward in the LAN network, only IPS will forward that traffic in the LAN. If traffic have some malicious data, like there is some virus inside your mail data, so that will be discarded by the IPS to prevent or to protect the network. Okay, so that is next generation IPS. So in next generation, that is the advanced version of the firewall. So both features are coming in with a single device. That is dependent upon on the license, what license you are acquiring from the Cisco. Okay, so we will discuss how like how we can install the virtual image of firewall or NIPS in our simulations like EVNG or Pinet Lab or other tools, and then start with the introduction. Like we have here graphical user interface of this device. Okay, the deployment and the traffic flow. Traffic flow mostly remains same as your firewall. Okay, and after that, how we can create here access control policy. How we can manage this device also from the other device, right? Device and the object management. That means we need a third device who is going to manage them. Like we normally use virtual FMC, but in real network, we use hardware FMC. Okay. FMC is firepower management center device who is going to control your next generation firewall, next generation IPS as well. Okay. So that means this controller is used to configure multiple firewalls and NIPS device. So you have single page where you can configure everything, okay, and push the configuration on your devices. Okay. And yeah, there are multiple features: network discovery, intrusion policy, NAP, right? File detection, okay, SSL description, and identity policies. Okay. So those features we will discuss with time. Let's not give much time here. So after that, we have here few more things. So in this section, we are going to start about the VPN fundamentals. Okay, like what is VPN, what is IPsec, okay, and then type of VPNs, like what is IPsec, how public keys and private keys work with IPsec. We have multiple type of VPNs and modes as well, like site-to-site VPN, DMVPN, DMVPN also, because IPsec also working with DMVPN. If you heard about this, right? And get VPN, Flex VPN, SSL VPN. Then we have clientless remote VPN, okay, which is AnyConnect. So we will discuss about load balancing and high availability in VPN as well. So VPN is very mandatory part if you go in corporate world. So you know the value of the VPN, right? So the troubleshooting as well. And after that, we have infrastructure security, like how we can prevent our infrastructure like layer 2 and layer 3 devices, right? So how we can protect in layer 2 network, like we have switch, those don't have layer 3 uh, features to process the data. So how we can prevent them? Like if my user is trying to connect with my layer 2 switch, so what security I can enable on this port on this device? So there should not be ransomware attack or DDoS attack in network, right? So we have to understand the fundamental here and we have to use the devices. Okay, like maybe we want to use Cisco ICE to give these features in the network. Okay, and after that we have here WSA and ESA, like web security appliance and email security appliance. So how those are going to work in a network, like how we can filter the traffic on the basis of URL. So we can use WSA at that time, right? And how we can identify the user and authenticate the user, okay? And email security appliance, how we can filter the traffic on the basis of that, how we can protect. So after that, we have security appliance, ICE, which we talked about in type of certification also. So this is a very usable device. So if you know the fundamental of, like, you will get this idea of the device and the protocol. So protocols are very mandatory if you are using Cisco ICE or any other solution which is not Cisco. Like maybe you are using Fortinet at the place of ICE. Maybe you are using Palo Alto. Okay. Maybe you are using any third party Advantal or something. So these two protocols remain same. Their fundamental remain same. Just the device is different, right? So this is common with every appliance because these are the worldwide usable protocols. Okay. So we have to understand these protocols, how those are working, the packet types and the flow as well. And then we will start with the configuration on the ICE, how I can authenticate end user, how I can authenticate my firewall with ICE or Cisco router, right? So we will discuss about all features with. Okay, after that we have stealth watch. So that is also used to collect the net flow. So we have to like stealth watch is actually in exam from last 3 to 4 years. So this is introduced as a new device. Basically work with your Cisco iOS and iOS XE devices to protect the net flow. Okay. So we will discuss how we can configure this device. What is the use case of it? So this is something new. And we have AMP as well. Okay, guys. So AMP is for endpoint, okay, where we can use to protect the endpoint devices, okay. So we have here manager to take the control of it, and how we can uh, investigate the malicious data with it, how we can uh, protect the devices, and what is the meaning of cloud and on-prem deployment, right? So we will discuss about that. And after that, Cisco umbrella is for DNS filtering to protect the DNS. So we will discuss about this also. So this is also in lab as well, in Cisco lab. Okay, if you go for security, you will get Stealth Watch, Cisco umbrella, and one more device that is in CCI security. That is DNS Center DNAC. So this is also used in CCI enterprise. So that is all about the content, guys. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. Otherwise, we are starting with the lecture. Guys, Siva, Arun, Kenil. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So you are we are good to go with technical. Okay. So let's start. Okay. Good evening, guys. So today is our first class of CCNP security. Okay. That is the first sentence. So in CCNP security, so first of all, we need to understand the network fundamentals, right? So guys, do you know what is network fundamental and why we need security for it? Any one of you? Okay. Network fundamental is that that is collection of multiple features to establish a network. Like we have physical appliance, right? First of all, physical devices, you can say. And then we have some logical device also. And we also use traffic to forward to any device, right? So we have data also. And then we have some protocol suites as well. Those helps to communicate the network. Okay. Let me explain you these things. Suppose we have here end users. Okay. Those are going to connect with my switch. So this is my network switch. And network switch is going to connect with my router. And router is connected with internet, right? So as we know, internet have multiple type of applications and apps, right? They have servers, okay, and etc. So whenever user is trying to ping, so there are multiple things. So first of all, we connect multiple physical devices, like we have router to establish the network. We have switch to connect the layer 2 devices, right? And we have physical media as well, which is going to be used to forward the data through it, right? And after these physical devices, we come up with some protocol suites. Like protocol suites, those helps to make communication, to build the control plane traffic, guys. Okay, control plane means I'm talking about like this router is going to be use some protocol like OSPF or BGP. Maybe they have some other devices also in the network like R2. So R2 is going to connect here, and you have here multiple servers like this, right? So these are going to be connected with your one switch and the other switch also in data center, and that is connected with the data router. So you must use some routing protocol to forward the traffic between the network appliance and to forward to the external network as well. So when we connect multiple appliances, so that start communicating with each other or to the internet, right? Or to any other service. So all these equipments establish the network. So these are the fundamental, right? Fundamental is uh, hardware, your logical device, physical device, and the routing protocols and the user data, right? So all things come together and make one solution. So that is network. So in this network, if I'm going to ask you about, if I'm going to ask you about types of traffic, guys, you know the types of traffic, what type of traffic we are using in the network? Anyone? Like, okay, so let me tell you, I have here one router and I want to configure the router. So how I can configure it? Any idea? Like what will be the first approach to configure your device? How you will connect the device? So usually we have to connect with a, first of all, we have to connect it with console cable, right? After console cable, we need to access the CLI with some softwares. So we are also using some software to communicate with it, because through console also you are sending the data. Maybe this is your configuration data, doesn't matter, but still you are forwarding data through some application. Application is like PuTTY or secure CRT, right? And after that, you will get the CLI and start with the configuration part. Am I right? So in that process, after that, your device will be alive in the network with other router and they will start forwarding some data. So this is divided into multiple categories. This is divided into multiple categories. Okay. Types of traffic, or I can say it data. Okay, that is good now. So the first one is known as management plane, right? Second one is control plane, and third is data plane. Guys, anyone knows the difference between management plane, control plane, and data plane? Any idea?
Management is to configure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Control plane. Okay, let me explain you. So I'm starting here with management plane first of all, because in a network we must know about type of traffic and how we can configure that. Okay. So management plane is basically known as from client to traffic forwarded by client to network device. Okay. To manage it, configure. Okay. So there are multiple things that we can achieve with the management traffic. So what is the meaning of management? Management means configure the device. Like I want to configure the device through the CLI, okay, through the GUI. So we need to take the remote of the device, okay, like how we can use telnet to take CLI or SSH, right? We can take HTTP or HTTPS. So these are the protocols that help us to configure the device for management purpose. Like if I'm saying I want to configure my router. So usually we use console cable for the first time, right? So let me draw the network. So for an example, we have here one router. Here is router 2. And we have firewall 1. Okay. We have firewall 2. Later on, we have some core switch, core 1 and core 2. So those are connected in mesh topology in the network like this. Okay. And we connected them like this. So they are forwarding the traffic to the internet. Okay. So this is my internet network and routes are connected like this. Now, if someone say, okay, Arun, you have to manage all the router, firewall, and the switches of the network. Maybe someday they will say you, okay, create a new policy, create a new net policy on your firewall. So you will think, okay, how I will configure? If you don't know, you will not eligible. You are not going like if you don't know how to configure, you can't configure the device. Why? Because you don't know how to log in the device, which protocol I have to use. I have to use CLI or GUI of the device, graphical user interface. I mean, so we need to configure the device. So every time I will not go to the device and connect my laptop through the console cable because this is not possible for me every time. Maybe your firewall is inside the data center and you can't go inside data center directly, right? Because there are multiple restrictions in the real infra. So you have to manage the device through a management network, through a management network, guys, right? So code management at the time of deployment, we enables the features. The first we enable for CLI. Like in the case of GUI, if I am facing some challenge and I'm not getting the log of the device, I must have CLI access because every time tech engineers configure or troubleshoot the device through CLI mostly times because we know the GUI of the device. So GUI is very easy to configure the device, to configure policy, NAT, routing. But CLI is for the expert level devices. Those are working in tech like Cisco tech, right? Maybe there is some issue between your devices and they are not in high availability. That means in HA, right? High availability means two devices are working parallelly as a single appliance in a network. So every time they need CLI access. Okay. So for CLI, you can configure telnet or SSH, but that is through the management. That is for management purpose. Okay. So I must connect my laptop somewhere in the network through a switch. So I must able to send my traffic to this firewall, okay, to this router, or you can say to this switch or to this firewall and to this router. So that traffic is forward from a client to network appliance for their management purpose, right? To take their telnet, SSH, or if you have GUI access of the device, you must use HTTP and mostly HTTPS. Okay, that is recommended because of security reasons. So management traffic is always to manage the device, always to configure the device, always to troubleshoot the device. Are you getting my point, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now I have one question. Do you know the term of out of band management and in band management? There are two terms. If you are talking about the management traffic, okay, management plane. So you know what is the meaning of management plane now? Management which used to manage your device. So the first thing to access the device, troubleshoot the device, okay, or to collect the log of the device. And there are few more things that is also considered part of the management traffic. Maybe you know one feature that is SNMP. Anyone know about SNMP?
It's a management protocol.
Yeah, simple network management protocol, which is UDP based, as you know.
Yeah.
So this is usually to collect the device health information, right?
Yes.
Device information like health, we say CPU,
Utilization.
storage, right? And interface utilization. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these things we calculate, or sorry, we collect through SNMP protocol. So if I'm talking about these things, like you must know, or you can say your senior say, okay, here away, or anyone, you have to collect the last 1 month data of the device, like what was the health, what was the CPU and storage, interface utilizations, and when interface went down, when went up, right? When your device was in down mode. So all these information you must collect on one device, that is through SNMP. So SNMP is a protocol, but for SNMP you must have one server who have all data, right? So you must configure a server, and that can be any application, that can be third party application. If you know about PTRZ, right? PTRZ is an application which is you can get free version of it also, but you have subscription model also. So subscription means which give you more features, right? More information of device. So such type of applications used to collect the data through the SNMP. So SNMP is also part of management traffic, right? Because this is giving device information, okay, nothing else. And you have more about like syslog. So we have syslog is also a feature which is also working to collect the logs of the device. Okay, like you will get every log of the device. Log can be CPU related, like CPU went to 90%. Are you getting my point? Like if your device will heat up, so you will get logs for that. So logs are separately maintained by the syslog server. So SNMP is for other things. SNMP can also collect the logs, but syslog is permanent for the logs. Okay, you will get every type of log. If interface shut, no shut, right? If interface is up or down, then you will get a log message. If you remember, we have multiple type of severity levels, 0 to 7. So every severity levels define the critical level. Like if I'm saying we have 0 to 7 severity level, right? So this severity level, not this one. Okay. So severity level, suppose 0 means very critical, right? So if device is about to crash or your CPU is about to crash, so in that case your device will send with this severity level message to your syslog server. If you have normal logs on the device, like that means you did such type of configuration. So sometimes we have configuration types logs, like we configured BGP and BGP comes in the network, BGP sending you peer is up. So those messages are under your severity level 7. So you no need to worry about that, right? You have to worry about that whenever your critical device is very critical, when interfaces went down, whenever you have some protocol failure on the device. Protocol failure means, okay, OSPF crashed on your router, maybe because of some algorithm issue in OSPF, or maybe you can say loads of route in routing table of OSPF. So OSPF can't handle that. So those are multiple levels. So we have separate server for those purpose. Okay, so that is under management. So there are multiple things, that is for management purpose only. But I hope you get my point. What is the meaning of management plane here, guys? If you have any doubt, please ask.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Benel, any doubts? Sorry, Kenel, any doubts? Shiva?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So the next one is, okay, in management plane, we must know about these two types under the management. So management deployment is two types. Okay, you can see the deployment of management, deployment method basically for management traffic. So the first one is inbound. Second is
Outbound.
one in, it's in band actually, my mistake, out of band. Okay, it isn't. Okay, out of band. So do you know about in band and out of band? Usually we have two methods. One method is you can configure the network devices for telnet, SSH, and GUI. So you can use the same interface which is for user data. And one option you have to establish separate network just to manage your network devices. Okay, let me give you example here. Okay, this is my access switch. This is also access switch. We have some distribution type of device like a layer 3 switch, you can say. Okay, and then we have here ASA, here also ASA. Now they are connected like this. Okay, so users are connected like this. Now if I'm saying you, this is the NOC user, okay, which is working in NOC operations, network operations. So this user have to maintain or configure these devices. So the first thing I already configured the firewall for configuration. Like you can take telnet of it, you can take SSH, or the best option I'm giving you graphical user interface. If you want, you can configure it through GUI. But to do all these things, you must reachable to this firewall first, right? So how user is going to reach? So user can hit on this interface, like from this LAN, this and then from here, right? So that means user is using this particular interface to take the telnet SSH or HTTP access. Similar, user is also using the same interface to reach the internet. Are you getting my point? If user want to reach on internet, user have to use same path. Okay. So that means if you are using same physical network connectivity to manage the device and to forward the data, so that is in band mode, right? That is in band mode. Are you getting my point? That means user is using same interface for management purpose and for user data as well. So that is known as in band. For a small network, that is possible to configure as a in band, but in critical environment, we prefer as out of band. So how would you manage that? How to configure out of band? We need to use a separate switch. Switch 1, I can configure here one more switch. Switch 2, those switches are into stack, or you can say like physically they are two appliance, but logically I configured them as a single appliance. If like one device CPU is failed, so I have other device to pass the data. Okay. So I'm going to connect all the devices through my management switches separately like this. Okay. So now if user have to access, so every device have separate management port. Every device have separate management port to access it. So now they no need to forward the data through the data interface. They can forward the traffic through the management switch to access it, through the management switch to access it. So if your any link failure in the network, like data link is failed, here also data link is failed. So you no need to worry, because if data link is failed, in the case of in band mode, you will lost the remote connection also from the device to take access of it, right? But if you have out of band connectivity and you have separate management switches, so you must connect every device with their management port to this switch and maintain a separate network. So user will access through it directly if they have link failure in network. Is that clear, guys?
Sir, here we use again console or
No, no, we don't use console. We have Ethernet connectivity. Okay, so we have this switch, so you can get one Ethernet wire to your NOC. They will access through it. So there is no need of console in that case. Okay, so if you check on higher level series switches, like if I'm giving you example, if I'm using Cisco 9300 Catalyst or Nexus switch, so they have separate gig 0 by 0 interface. Okay, that is mentions for management purpose. Okay, and that interface is also part of some management VRF. So this is not a normal interface on the switch at that time. This is only for management purpose. So you must configure this interface like the IP address on it. Okay, like 192.168.100.10. So I'm going to be use this subnet, right? So you have to give a gateway also on this device so they can reach to their gateway. And this route must be routable for your end user. So whenever end user try to hit this network, this end user must able to reach this network. Okay. So if this This is clear. Let's move with control plane, guys. A control plane is simple if you know about routing protocols. What is control plane traffic, guys? Control plane is from your network device to network device traffic. The traffic moves between the network devices only. Okay. So what type of traffic I'm talking about here? Like OSPF, EIGRP, BGP, STP, BTP, TTP, right? And PGP. There are multiple protocols, but I'm mentioning the normal protocols which we use or which we see normally on devices. So whenever routers or devices try to establish network connection, so they need such protocols. So those protocols can be configured to pass the network information, right? Because control plane is mandatory to establish a connection for user data. Because user data can't forward if they don't have specific gateway or route, right? So whenever users want to communicate with any network, right? Like this. So assume this is 10.1, 10.2, and gateways are 10.10, 12.1, 12.2, 20.10, 20.1, and 20.2, right? So we have such type of network. So normally, as we know, router only know by default which networks, those are directly connected. Those are directly connected, right? So R1 have only two networks. One is network 10 in routing table like this, and the other network is 12 network, right? So they don't know about the third network which is behind your R2. So in that case, we need to use routing protocols to share routes to each other. So that traffic is between R1 to R2 only. Okay, those users no need to know about OSPF, BGP, EIGRP. So that is part of control plane traffic. That is part of control plane traffic, guys. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So the next one is data plane. Data plane traffic is from client to any application server. Okay. The traffic from client to application or servers. Okay, because server have applications inside them. So that is the same thing. So whenever user try to hit any application, like your end user try to access Facebook, right? So Facebook is application which is inside any server. Okay, Instagram, YouTube. So these are the application that is part of data plane. Is that clear, guys? Okay. Now, if this is clear, we can start with management traffic, like how we can configure management traffic on normal devices, type of management traffic, and how we can protect them as. So management plane, right? So management plane to manage the device. But before managing the device, we have to configure the device, right? Need to configure it with initial configuration. Initial means like basic configuration, what you can configure on a device. So later on you can manage it, right? So to configure initial configuration, we know how to configure it. So we have two types of configuration. One is CLI, that is command line interface. That is command line interface. That means where you have to configure the commands on the device, right? Where need to configure the device with commands. Okay, so like if I'm talking about my laptop, so laptop have Windows. So inside Windows, I have first option is to configure it through CLI or to check any information. Like if I want to check IP address on my laptop, so I will get this command. So this is CLI, right? This is CLI where you put some command and you will get the data. So like I'm receiving such type of IP address on my multiple interfaces, and wireless have this one, right? So similar, I have graphical user interface also for the same thing, for the same purpose. So the next one is GUI, the graphical user interface, right? Okay. So graphical user interface is giving you more options to explore it, right? Like graphical user interface is actually easy to use because if you don't know the commands, how you will configure the device. But on GUI of the device, you have options to explore. You can get to idea where you have to configure. So you no need to put multiple commands on the device, right? But I'm starting with CLI first of all. On CLI level, how we manage the device and how we configure the device. What is the first protocol that we use to manage for management purpose? For management, the first one is telnet, guys. You know about telnet protocol? Anyone knows about telnet?
Telnet is used to verify the connections.
Okay. Okay. Telnet is this is TCP based protocol. Okay, which is using port number. What is the port number of telnet?
21, 20.
Is it correct?
Sorry, 23.
Sorry.
23, I think. 23.
Right. 21, it's 23. Okay. 21 is for something. So what is the purpose of telnet? Telnet is used to take remote of any network device if they are supporting the telnet, right? So first of all, you must know about TCP base. Actually, this is from CCNA. So you know about TCP because these are the basic fundamental you must know before entering the security. Okay, so just you can go a little bit through it if you don't know what is TCP OSI model. So TCP is just your reliable protocol which makes sure your connection is established and how to establish. So it will take care of all of these things. So telnet is simple protocol to take the remote of network devices, or you can say devices. Those are technical, right? They are supporting. And one more thing, telnet is sharing the data in plain text mode, right? Shares the data in plain text mode. Plain text means if someone try to capture your data, they can clearly see what you have configured. What you have configured. Are you getting my point? Okay, so let me show you like how you can configure a device for Telnet and SSH. So I'm using here uh, VMware workstation. So we will help you to install on your laptop. So this is VMware workstation, and I'm using Pinet Lab, or sorry, Pinet Lab, or you can say you can use AVNG also. Both are similar type of simulation tools to configure the network devices or to do the practice. Now I have graphical user interface. Okay, so I'm using here R1 and R2. Now let's start with the basic configuration. So I'm going to make R1 as my client device and R2 as my server for Telnet and SSH. Okay, so let's start with R1. Guys, is this visible to you, the font size, or do I need to increase the font size?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Okay, great. So let me define a little bit. So this is client. Just the font size. Okay, so this is our client, and this is our server. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to be use this subnet between the devices. Okay, let's use 12 subnet. Okay. So that I'm going to use. So first of all, let's start with configuration of R1. So we have here device. Still, I don't configure any IP address. The interfaces are up. So we can start with Ethernet 0 by 0. No shutdown. And IP address is 12.1 with subnet mask. Okay. So now you can check the IP addresses on interface. Okay. Show an interface. It's 0 by 0. Similar, configure the IP address on R2. Interface 0 by 0. No shutdown. IP address 12.2. Okay. Show IP interface brief. So we have configured the IPs. So how do you configure Telnet on any device? So if you know, some of Cisco devices have configured Telnet by default. They have already configured Telnet. So version 15.x have by default Telnet enabled. But if you talk about version 12, Telnet is not enabled by default on that version. But this is EVNG version, which is 15. So I guess it must have. So how do you check? Show run pipe section line VTY. Guys, you know about line VTY feature. What is line VTY and what is the purpose of it? Line VTY is actually virtual terminal where you configure the remote configuration of the device. That means if I want to enable remote on my R2, I have to enable inside it. So I guess by default, uh, telnet is not enabled here. If you see this command, transport input none. That means you can't take login of the device. Let me try from R1. Okay. So what I'm going to do, first of all, let's check the physical connectivity. Are you reachable or not? So we are reachable, right? Telnet 12.2. So you can see the connection is reviewed by remote host. That means the remote host is not supporting telnet currently. So you need to configure it. So let me do what I can do. Line VTY 0 to 4. What is the meaning of 0 to 4, guys? What is the meaning of 0 to 4? This why I configured 0 to 4. Even I can configure 0 to 0 also. Maybe this is not supporting here, but 0 to 1, right? So why we configure 0 to 4 and what is the meaning of it? 0 to 4 means how many devices can take control of this device at a time. So that means if I have multiple engineers, so how many engineers can take remote of this device at the same time? So that is defining the value 0 to 4. That means 5 engineers. Okay. If I'm giving here 0 to 1, that means only 2. And the next thing is transport input telnet. So I enabled telnet using this command. Okay. Exit. So now show run pipe section line VTY. So you can see the command is given here. The command is given here, right? So now let's try on R1 to take telnet of it. See, the telnet is opened. The telnet is open on R2, but what they are asking here? Password. That means they are asking about password, but how R2 is asking password? Okay, let me tell you something. Under line VTY, under line VTY, okay. So if you are getting login means if there is login configured under line VTY of the device, so that means device is asking for password. Are you getting my point? Okay. So if I don't want to use password, what I can do? Maybe like just I'm trying to explain what is the meaning of the command. So if the command is already configured under the line VTY, you need to set password, then you can take remote of it. Okay, like telnet. But if you remove this command, device will not ask for password. Let's see. Let's verify it. So we are on R2. So currently device is asking for password under line VTY. I can go and I can configure no login. Okay. And how we can verify? Again, in the running line VTY. And we can see no login is configured now. So let's move to R1. Is telnet connection established? Telnet connection is established, right?
Yes.
So that means under line VTY, if you are giving the command that is giving the impact on your remote connection, like how you can take remote, will it ask for password or not, right? So simply we remove the login command and device is not asking for password. You can log in directly. You can log in there directly. If you check, show line VTY, wait a minute. What was the command? Show users. Yeah. So under show users command, you can see the line VTY2 is active, okay, and device is accessing whose IP address is 12.1.1.1. So you can check under this for users, okay. And if you want to terminate or you want to close the connection from server, clear line. And now you can check on R. Okay, that's how you can clear. So now, as we are saying, by default is login. So login means device is asking for password. So you have to set the password. Okay. We have to set the password. And how we can do that? On R2, I'm again moving inside the line VTY. Okay. We can say login. But now you can't log in until you set the password. By default is login, that is with device, right? But if you remove the login command and again trying to log in it, you can't do that. Why? Because you have to set password first, then login command will be accepted by the device. So we need to do password, and password what we can do? Anything like Cisco. Okay, we are on Cisco platform, so I'm using Cisco here. Now if I try login, if I try login, okay. Show run 5 section line VTY. See, the commands are visible, right? Even now you can take remote of it, but it will ask password this time. Password is Cisco. See, is that clear, guys? Okay. But now, if someone say how you can protect from everyone to take remote of this device, maybe you want to control by some of devices. Maybe you want only this particular IP address can take access of this device. So how you can achieve that? Like I have 10 users in my LAN network and I only want to take access by one user. Any case?
You put in the IP address.
Yes, but how? How can I apply on server on R2?
Zero VTY 0, one user.
Okay, with zero means anyone can take remote, but only one device. Line VTY 0, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but that is not good solution. So I must say we have to use to control the access of device. Need to specify the user with ACL. Okay, and apply on line VTY. I get my point. What I want to do, I will configure a ACL with users who are allowed to access the router, right? And that ACL I can apply inside the line VTY of my router. So every time router will look into ACL, if user is permitted, that is only allowed to access. Are you getting my point?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's try. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure access list, standard, 12.1. Okay. So I am just allowing one IP address. So later on, I will change my router IP and I will try with the new IP also. And with this command, I will give log. Log means it will generate the logs. Okay. And deny any. So it will by default deny, but just I am doing this command to generate the log on the router. Okay. If you check, show access list, and you can see the access list is one, which is standard ACL. The sequence 10 is giving permission to 12.1 with logs. That means it will generate the logs when this user is going to hit, right? And it will deny everything else and also generate the log message. That means this user tried to hit on line VTY and these are the logs of the user. Okay. And the next point is configure this on line VTY. Access class 1 it. So this is the command to configure that. Access class means I'm talking about the standard ACL and 1 is the ACL number. Okay, direction is in. It means if anyone try to hit on line VTY 0 to 4, so you must check the ACL and accordingly give the permission to access, otherwise deny the user, right? So let's try this time. I forgot to drop the answer. See, permitted to this, that is the one packet, right? Okay, are you getting the point? So that means 12.1 is eligible to access it. Okay, and now if I'm going to change the IP address of 12.1, so let's suppose interface it 12.10. I change the IP address and now IP address is 12.10 and this time I'm going to try to hit. See, the connection is refused by the host. The connection is refused by the host. And see, is that clear, guys? How you can control?
Yes, sir.
So I guess everyone is aware with access list because this is the basic access list which we discussed here. But on ASA, I will discuss more about ACL, how we can configure the ACL on Cisco ASA and how it works, right? So ACL, you must know about ACL first, then you will understand it, right? So if you have any doubt till now, please you can ask. Okay, so now anyone knows about like what is the challenge with talent? Anyone? Any idea?
The persons can access the server remotely.
No, what is the challenge with talent? No, like talent is used to take remote of the device, so that's why we are using talent, right? But what is the problem with talent? That I want to know. Why we can't use talent? This is not secure to configure or manage the device. Why? Because if any attacker is in between the network, can easily capture the packets. So that means if there is any attacker in between your network, so that attacker can easily capture the packet and see what information inside the talent packet. What information inside the talent packet. So this is critical. This is critical. I can't capture currently because I have to fix because my talent packet capturing is not working with this tool. But I can check with some. Wait a minute. There is some packet life something. Mm, Okay, maybe this is the one part. Let me try this one. Instead, there was a site where you can get any type of capture, but it's not. Maybe this one, cloud shop. Yes, okay. Like this is some type of talent data, and you can see this is the talent data. Is there any option to download it? Okay. What is this file? Joy voice arc. Yes. So guys, you can see this is the teller traffic, okay, and this is the actual data. And let me open it. Right. Seriously, this is the only data. Where we have final data. Why? Just wait a minute. Teller connection is by 10.1. So last capture must be from 10.1. Actually, traffic is not visible. We have to generate by ourselves. So where we can check telnet traffic is not secure and we can easily check the traffic. That is my point. If I try to capture from my device, it's not allowing me. Wait. Yeah, I have some error, so I can't open it. Okay. So I guess this is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, you can ask in Telnet. So the next topic is about SSH. So we have to discuss or we have to give more time to SSH protocol so we can compare about the versions and why SSH is more secure protocol. So if this is clear, we can start with SSH, guys. If you have any question, please ask. Kenil, Siva, do you have any question?
So, what is the issue with the teller, sir? I mean, we can see the text in play.
Yeah,
Can capture.
yes. If you are using Telnet data, Telnet packet capture, okay. Maybe I will show you in tomorrow class. So
Okay.
in Telnet capture, you can easily see what command you have typed on the device and what set used to log in the
Oh,
router.
nice.
These things are visible. So these are very confidential details of network, right? And if any
Yes.
the confidential data, so there are very high chances of attack, right? So
Correct.
that's why we have to protect the device or protect the network even when we are using traffic from one device to another device. So instead of telnet, we are using here one protocol that is SSH, that is secure cell. So secure cell is also TCP based, okay? This is also TCP based,
Protocol.
yeah. And protocol number is, what is the protocol number? 22, okay? And this is sharing data secretly, like uh, this is sharing data with encrypted format, so no one can decrypt that and see the confidential information inside it. So that's why we use SSH when we are taking remote of any device in it. Okay, like if I'm here in Delhi and I want to access any device remotely through Bangalore or somewhere else, okay, so I must use SSH at that time. So we have multiple versions also. SSH, like we have three version: version 1, version 1.5, and version 2. So these are the versions, and we will discuss according Cisco also what are the type of versions. Okay. But I guess today we don't have enough time to discuss about research, so I will continue tomorrow about it. But here we can discuss some questions or answers, okay, in last 10 minutes. So you can ask any question. Kenil, Siva, if you have any question related certifications, okay, and related to course or something,
No questions. No.
okay. And Siva, from your end,
Yeah. Good.
oh, okay, so here we can conclude this meeting, guys. Okay, so see you tomorrow. So tomorrow we have to discuss more things like assets. These are the basic things in network. So we will start about more security concepts. Okay, day by day. And thank you so much, guys.
That
Yeah.
means
Thank you.
the class will start at 8 p.m.
Yeah, the class timing is 8 p.m. IST. So this is Indian Standard Time Zone.
Okay, standard 42 East time. What time is it? It should be.
Wait a minute. What are you asking for? EST?
East time. East time.
East. Wait a minute. I have to check. So if we have just a minute. So we have here currently in Gurgaon, we have 10. So that is 1 p.m. at your location, right? So according to your, it's 11 a.m. No,
Okay.
not 11. It's 10:30 because we have here 8:30. Then you have 11, and we are starting at 8. So at 8 means that is 10:30 at your site.
10:30. Okay.
Yeah, 10:30 a.m. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you, Siva. See you tomorrow, guys.